Spurs.
San Antonio will win at 120, 111 in a come-from-behind performance where they exploded midway through the fourth quarter.
The damn Brooklyn Nets.
26 seconds to play. Nets are down by 1. Irving, step back 3. Oh! Kyrie Irving buries it!
And the blowout against Boston.
And that'll do it. Buzzer sounds. Ending a rough way to start the home season.
Is it too soon to say that we suck? Or I don't even know how to feel in this one anymore. Let's get into this damn video. What's good, CK Crew? It's your boy CK2K here. And welcome back to another video. We are on 3, ladies and gentlemen. If you're a Knicks fan or you're coming here to just, spew your stupid hate, we're on 3. So there's that. The Hornets won again. I don't even know. I'm looking at my Twitter and Fizdale is trending. Not only with me, it's trending in the US. Yeah, guys, there's nowhere else to shake it. We are 0-3. I have purposely not done any videos from opening night till now. I was hoping we'd at least pull. I think it was yesterday. I was thinking that we could probably pull that Brooklyn Nets game, but we didn't. We lost all 3 of our first games. We lost against San Antonio, lost to Brooklyn, and just yesterday, lost to Boston. But before I get into the video, you guys know the deal. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Ring that notification bell and like the video if you agree with what I have to say in this video, or even if you disagree. Let me know how you guys feel about it in the comments below. But guys, there's no way else to shake it. We're 0-3. I don't know what else to say about it. Now, everybody is throwing the blame at Fizdale. Everybody's throwing the blame at... Well, everybody's throwing the blame basically just at David Fizdale. Now, before it seems like so long ago, but at the very beginning of the season, the very first game, David Fizdale went out there with one of the craziest and not the greatest starting lineup I've seen with the roster that we have. Basically, it was a roster to do whatever it takes to not start Frank Ntilikina, because if he is saying everything he keeps saying in all of these press conferences, he says that he's going to play the guys that deserve to play. He's going to play the guys that earn the minutes. Sorry, my TV was still on. I got the Pelicans game on because I need some sort of good basketball in my life right now. But he's been preaching to everybody that, if you keep what you kill, you eat what you kill, excuse me. You earn what you get. You play well, you'll play well. And to nobody's surprise, the best point guard, and this isn't even me being biased, anybody, even the Frank haters United came out and said that Frank Ntilikina had the best preseason. And not only just with how he played with us, but how he played overseas. Frank Ntilikina overall was definitely at least should have been our starter to start the season. And David Fizdale said, hold my beer, I got something for you guys, and then did a lineup that started off so atrociously, but thankfully we were able to come back. RJ Barrett coming into the season swinging, looking like a veteran already, and that was the only theme that is consistent throughout this entire video is RJ Barrett, but I'm going to talk to that here in just a second. That first game was atrocious as far as the starting lineup, but then we saw Elfrid Payton just emerge into the player that everybody, myself included, in many of these videos saying that he should have been our starting point guard, not Dennis Smith Jr. And thankfully that has not been the case. He came out there and he looked like the best guy on the floor. The best point guard on the floor starting that first game, which led to him starting the next 2 games following the opener against San Antonio. Now, I don't really have much else to say about the San Antonio game. I think everything that was said, that needed to be said, was said about the San Antonio game. Bad lineups, bad rotations. RJ Barrett bailed us out. Julius Randle played a tremendous game in that first game. Marcus Morris looked good in the first game. A lot of goods, but a lot more negatives. We lost that game. I came out of that game with wishful thinking, with positive vibes. I was thinking, you know what, we could do this. I think, this is going to be a nice season. Even though we lost this game, that was one of those, okay, I could take that kind of losses. Then Brooklyn came. Brooklyn.
And ends up on the ground with the ball. It's called a jump ball, and now the Knicks and Nets get into it. Taurean Prince gets in there. Bobby Portis upset. The officials try to play peacemaker.
That game from top to bottom was one of those games that was going to be like, yeah, this is going to be a grind fest. And we just could not stay afloat. Now, yes, we did ultimately come back after being down as many as 19 points. We came back and we took a nice, comfortable lead up until we decided to stop scoring. We got up to 109 points and we ended the game with 109 points as we lost to Brooklyn 109 to 113. But again, the reoccurring theme is RJ Barrett went out there looking like a stud. Now, in the first game, he took on the likes of DeMar DeRozan in certain situations, and in the second game, we saw him close out guarding Kyrie Irving and doing a solid job. Yes, Kyrie Irving hit the game-winning three over him, and that right there was a very easy mental rookie mistake. You could see Kyrie Irving, slowly dribbling him down, lulling him to sleep, and then bang, hitting that shot the way that Kyrie Irving does. But at the end of the day, prior to that, RJ Barrett did a good job guarding him. He just needed to hit his damn free throws. God, we needed those damn free throws. And it wasn't just him. There was a collection of players that just was not hitting their free throws in that second game. But again, no matter what the ending score was, no matter what kind of competitive game we saw in that game, the point of the matter was the rotations once again were just so wonky. Dennis Smith Jr. came out there and just laid a brick once again and still got playing time, while Frank Ntilikina didn't even touch the court, who is hands down the best person to guard somebody like Kyrie Irving. It blows my mind. And yes, I'm a Frank stan. I'm not gonna sugarcoat that, but at the same time, I genuinely want to understand why Frank Ntilikina, at least for defensive purposes, is not being put out on the court. Now, I'm not saying that, after a first half of seeing Dennis Smith Jr. not being bad, then Frank Ntilikina, I don't think that's the case. Because to me, that's just putting Frank Ntilikina in a bad situation where he'll go out there and play, and then if he makes any sort of mistake in the third quarter or late in the fourth quarter when we need, clutch moments, then everybody's gonna rain down on Frank Ntilikina. Frank Ntilikina is his fault and he's trash, this and that. Frank Ntilikina needs to be getting his due diligence from the jump. Now, again, you could take my word for what you want to take it. Yes, I am a Frank stan, but at the same time, if you are sitting there behind your TV screen, telephone, computer, wherever you're watching this from, and you are seriously still looking at me saying Frank Ntilikina cannot really make that much of a difference, I don't know what game you've been watching. It is obvious, 1000% obvious, when Elfrid Payton comes off of that court, the first person to be coming in for that man is Frank Ntilikina. Not no Alonzo Trier playing point guard, maybe you can do a lineup where RJ Barrett slides up for a little bit, but then once RJ Barrett goes to the point of the matter is Frank Ntilikina needs to be that first point guard off the bench. And I want to see it until I'm wrong. Not one game where he plays 2 minutes and then he makes a mistake and he sat out for it. No, I need a full 20-minute game, 18-minute game out of Frank Ntilikina coming off the bench. And if he plays terribly in that game and then even in the next game, then we'll talk. But he's not been getting the actual opportunity to go out there and do anything to play with. He did what he was supposed to do. He not only performed well in FIBA basketball, hell, against the majority of the team that beat us on Saturday, he did what he had to do for the French team. So he paid his dues to go out there and at least play in that Boston game. And I and like a lot of other people were expecting Frank Ntilikina to probably get the ban lifted on him on Saturday to possibly go out there and play a little minutes. But you know what Frank Ntilikina did on Saturday? He played a whole 18 seconds to end off the first half. Well, how else can you smack a dude in the face without actually making contact to a guy's face? Like that's ridiculous to me. It's crazy to me. And yes, I'm gonna speak my frustrations on the rotations, and yes, slightly on Fizdale, but in no way, shape, or form should you associate me with the fire Fizdale trend. I'm not there yet. I understand that this is a brand new roster. Rotations are going to be, he's figuring them out. I get that. But at the same time, he's also putting himself in a hole where, yes, he's not looking so good at all. But I'm not going to ever be in the party of fire a coach 3 games into a season, especially with a new team like this. I'm not there yet. But that doesn't take away from my frustrations with Coach Fizdale at all. Like, even a little bit. Even in this last game against Boston, like, Kevin Knox went into game 3 7 of 8 from the 3-point line. Kevin Knox has been doing great things offensively. Yes, his defense we saw against DeRozan wasn't the greatest. We saw him in some moments when he got switched on to Kyrie Irving, wasn't the greatest. Even he was guarding Karis LeVert, wasn't doing too great. But what he gave up on the defensive end, he made up and some on the offensive side, and Kevin Knox was well above his average from last season within the first 2 games. Then game 3 comes around, and it's like David Fizdale just completely forgot what Kevin Knox has been doing prior to the game. He's been putting him in rotations that don't make sense, and Kevin Knox was still able to do something with that. And then in the third, the rotations are trash. The rotations are hot garbage. How can that be fixed? Well, first of all, Fizdale needs to stick to what he said and keep the players accountable. If he's really saying that, he's not just trying to fluff us all up, which a lot of people are believing is the case. And you know what? I'm trying to defend him, but he's not making me look good at all by trying to defend him when he is doing a lot of fluffing and he's not following his own word. He's saying that these guys are earning the minutes, to earn the that blah, 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 blah. It's not the case, because if that was the case, Dennis Smith Jr. would not have hit the floor again in last night's game. Now, I'm not saying that we need to banish Dennis Smith Jr., but maybe it's time for him to sit down and reflect and, you know, earn his time back on the court and let a guy who can actually go out there and, if his shot's not falling, can at least do something on the other side of the ball. Frank Ntilikina, spoiler alert if that's, you don't know what I'm talking about. But I can go on and on about this. There's no point in dwelling on what went wrong, what's bad, and this and that. I'm not here to say fire Fizdale. I'm not there yet. I know my comments are probably gonna be flooded with that. Fizdale didn't do this, Fizdale didn't do that. And yes, he didn't do that right for the first 3 games. But I'm never ever going to jump on any bandwagon to fire a coach 3 games into a season with a brand new team. I can only say that so many times. Because of last night's game against Boston, it's so hard to try to find positives about it, but there were some. And the biggest positive of the entire season so far, all 3 games, has been our rookie RJ Barrett, who is not playing or talking or sounding like a rookie. He is out there doing veteran-like things. He went out there and put the team on his back in this game against Boston. And if we had just slightly a little bit more help in that second unit, or with whatever rotations Fizdale decided to throw out there, maybe we could have stayed in this game. There was a point where we were down by 4 points, and the minute that RJ was subbed out and Dennis Smith Jr. went in, we went down by 8 points. And yes, Fizz took him right out, took him out right away, but it was way too late, because you could tell that the momentum was gone. You could tell that it was donezo from that. That was the third quarter. Let me take a breath before I keep going, yo. I'm so frustrated. I'm trying to remember all the things I want to talk about, but it's just frustrating. It's really frustrating because, yes, I understand we're the Knicks and this and that, but really looking at this roster, and if he plays it the right way, if he substitutes and rotates the team the right way, this is not an 0-3 roster. I don't care what anybody tells me. It's really not. But right now, we're making substitutions. We're playing into that Knicks stereotype right now. We're only doing it to ourselves. Morris, who I'm loving, Goon Squad dog, but at the same time, when he's getting into his fits where he runs that straight ISO ball, he gets rewarded for it and he stays in the game, and we just keep shooting ourselves in the foot. Julius Randle does a lot of great things in the paint, offensively rebounding, making shots in the right near the basket, getting fouled and stuff like that. But then when he wants to be Mr. Hero and he's turning over the ball, he gets rewarded for that. But then Kevin Knox makes a slight mistake on defense, and he's put on the bench when Kevin Knox is probably one of our most efficient players. Hell, the person who kept us in the Brooklyn game and was our hero of the Brooklyn game, Wayne Ellington, didn't even see the floor on Saturday against Boston. So it's just so many inconsistencies and so much. We're doing it to ourselves, and it's really frustrating. And yeah, there's no way I can say it's not David Fizdale, because it is David Fizdale at the end of the day when it comes to rotations. And there's plenty of time for things to be flipped around. There's plenty of time for things to be right, for a lot of wrongs to be righted. And we have the Bulls tomorrow on Monday. But man, if we keep doing this to ourselves and we keep looking like this, we might as well just start getting excited for LaMelo Ball, because you know what? All those memes might be real. We might be in the hunt for LaMelo Ball, which I have no problem with. I would love to have LaMelo Ball, but not this way. Not this way. But guys, I can go on and on about this. I didn't even realize that we're at the 15-minute mark, but please let me know your guys' thoughts. I want all the frustration, all of your thoughts. I want all my coaches in the comments to let me know what you would do different, what we should be doing differently. Let me know what Fizz is doing wrong. Let me know what players should be not playing with who. Let it all out in the comments below. I can go on and on about negatives, but that's not gonna do anybody any good. But I need to get this out, and I want you guys to get it out in the comments below. You guys know the deal. Tonight, Coast to Coast is on tonight. Be there live tonight, 7 p.m. PST. That's 10 p.m. EST. It's gonna be lit. We'll probably be addressing some of this, Knicks drama, but a lot of other stuff going on in the league. So be there tonight. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, like this video. It's been your boy CK. I'm out of here. Y'all stay positive. We own 3. We back on it tomorrow against the Bulls. Let's get it. I'm gonna catch y'all in the next video. See you guys tonight. Coast to coast. I'm out. Peace.
Feeling like I won the lotto. Always taking trips with a new chick, asking where the time goes. And I wonder if this is all I'll know.